Hey, this is Lucky Yates.
Hey there, this is Jimmy Simpson.
Hello, this is Brad Sherwood.
Hi, this is Claire Coffee.
This is Andy Daly. Hey there, this is Kevin Durant.
Hi, I'm Chris Parnell.
Hey, this is TJ Fine.
Hey y'all, this is David Hoffman. You are listening to Next Level Radio. Have fun.
It's time for the Showcast. And now, here they are, those pop culture junkies and your hosts, Ben Beck, Adam Gorey, and Steve Richards.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of the Showcast Spotlight here on the Next Level Podcast Network. I am Ben Beck, joined by my co-host Adam Gorey, and it is the last week of 2016, which means this is the last edition of the Showcast Spotlight before we go into a bigger and better 2017. But that's not to say our final guest of the year, we're definitely going out on a high note. This is a gentleman that Adam and I had an opportunity to meet in person back in May at Heroes and Villains Fan Fest, New York, New Jersey, and he couldn't have been a nicer guy. We've been trying to get him on for a couple months now. Schedule's just not working out, but we're glad he's finally joining us. You would know him as Curtis Holt, a.k.a. Mr. Terrific on the CW show Arrow. Please welcome to the Showcast Spotlight, Mr. Echo Kellum. Echo, thanks for joining us, man.
Oh, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we're glad we finally we're glad we're finally having the opportunity to talk to you. I know we were, as I mentioned, you were very receptive and very a super nice guy when we had the chance to meet you in at Heroes and Villains. And I gotta say, the one thing I think Adam and I noticed the most about you, other than the fact that you were extremely tall, is your sneaker game is on point, man. I think you were. I think you were
gold.
Yeah, like these gold sneakers.
I think they were like gold Chuck Taylors.
Oh yeah, they're Adidas. Yeah. Yeah, man. I've been a sneakerhead my whole life. I used to only collect like Chuck Taylors and PF Flyers, and then recently I get more into like Jordans and other Nikes and stuff like that. But yeah, I've always liked a nice pair of sneaks, man. It's just something that made me happy, especially because when I was a kid, I had like all the bootleg shoes. Like we didn't have Jordans, but I would have like XJ900, so like a muscly Jordan on it, and I would get roasted at school. And so I think a part of that was like I was gonna have some nice sneakers on.
Yeah, that was definitely one thing that stood out, and I know I think we mentioned that to you too when we had the chance to talk to you.
I'm sure a lot of people did.
Yeah.
First two things everybody probably said was, you're really tall and your sneakers are really awesome.
That's very accurate, actually. Very accurate.
So, I mean, I want to jump into Arrow real quick before we get into anything else, obviously. We mentioned that you play Curtis, a.k.a., you've stepped up to the mantle of Mr. Terrific. And I'm curious, when you auditioned for the role, were you familiar with Curtis, or at least who Curtis became eventually in the comic books, or was this a complete new character to you?
I was familiar with Mr. Terrific. I had never read his singular volume series Mind Games, though. But when they dropped that bomb on me after audition, I was like, wait, because I tried to keep abreast of all the black superheroes. Like represent, like, yeah, we're better. So I definitely knew all of them. And like I said, when they told me this character was going to become that superhero, I was definitely blown away.
So, I mean, were you antsy then when you, like, just constantly waiting, when is this going to happen, when is this going to happen in the show, or did you just bide your time?
I think I very much was just biding my time. I definitely have a lot of faith and trust into the writers of the show and the producers, and, they've been really doing a great job, and so I definitely wanted to happen, was anxious for it to happen. And I think that they took the right amount of time to do it, though, to really try to introduce Curtis and really see him go through this journey to become this hero.
I think his biggest superpower is putting those cornrows in so damn fast. I don't know how, like...
Yeah.
That's the one thing my wife always says.
I probably get that more than anything else now.
Really?
How does he put his cornrows in?
That's the same way Oliver gets dressed.
Kid Flash, or Jesse Quick, or something. I don't know. One of those.
I know the the mask, obviously, the costume that they have you in the show is very, very similar to how it is in the comic books, and that's one of the things I really applaud the writers and the producers of the show on, is that, I mean, they get the detail down right when it comes to some of these, costumes that you guys are in. But I'm curious logistically, though, the T on your face, what exactly is it, and how do they pull that off? Is it like a latex that just form fits to your face?
It's a prosthetic that we have to glue to my face, and then they do some makeup around my lips because I talk too much, eat too much, so that can ruin some parts of the mask. But so they mainly prosthetic though that we glue on. It takes about an hour and a half each time to get it put on. But I really do like the costume too, and we have another. It's going to be a different iteration of it. This is kind of like the prototype one, and so he'll be having an upgrade in the second half of the season.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
it's pretty badass too. I think it looks good. You see a lot of. We mentioned we met you at a con. Do you see a lot of Mr. Terrifics popping up now?
I've seen a couple, and it's very cool, to see the character getting a little bit more love, because I think he's a really dope and deep, introspective character and has a lot of different, sides to him, and has really been through a lot, but, still perseveres and pushes forward, and I think he's just totally badass. So it's great to see the knowledge of that character coming more into the zeitgeist, and, I think every time I see somebody, it just kind of makes me smile.
Yeah. I know, you mentioned, following the black superheroes and such, which is, I love being able to see on television as well, because you don't get to see as much of it as you should. But one of the other things, that's great about your character is not only, other than being a black superhero, but he's also a homosexual superhero as well. Was that something, I'm wondering what your thoughts were on going into that when you took the role. Was that something you were comfortable with, or was it something you just kind of had to adjust to a little bit?
I mean, for me, I was definitely comfortable with doing that role. I mean, I feel like, we need to have more representation of different people and, different backgrounds, whether it be LGBTQ or, your religious beliefs or whatnot. And for me, I came from a very LGBTQ-friendly household growing up, so much so, in fact, that one of my parents was actually LGBTQ, and for me, it was kind of a cool way to kind of give back to them and see them be proud to see this character portrayed on screen, and all the countless friends I have who I'm very close to in the community and stuff like that. I really appreciate of it, and for me, it was really important to not play up any type of stereotypes or any type of I don't want to be sassy, or I just want to be a regular guy, because so many people in that community are just regular people, and they come in all shapes, sizes, and types, and I didn't know he was gay when I originally went in to audition for it, and so I just approached it as, hey, this really smart guy is in the scene and really trying to connect with Felicity and trying to solve his thing. And then when they said he was that, for me it was that doesn't change him. That's great, right. I definitely think that's a great way to take it, and I'd love to see more of that on TV.
Yeah, and I mean, you play it perfectly, exactly how you're saying you wanted to play it, because at this stage, I mean, I know we haven't seen much of his partner lately, but either way, at this stage in the game, it's not even really a forethought in your mind, it's just kind of part of Curtis.
Yeah, totally. I used to work with Sean Hayes on this show called Sean Saves the World, and he would always say this cool thing about his character, because his character was also gay. And he would say, yeah, he's gay, but it's the fifth most important thing about him. There's a lot going on there. It's important to him, but he doesn't live through his sexuality. Yeah, not that one for Curtis too.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
I know one of the other things that I got a kick out of at one point during this season is seeing Curtis attempt ladder that Oliver does, and we know that Stephen Amell can actually do in real life as well. Was it an act that you were so bad at it, or can you actually do it?
I'm close, man. I'm close. For me, my height, I think, makes it a little bit more difficult for me to get the rhythm down pat, because it's not just about strength. It's just this rhythm rhythmatic thing that you kind of got to get. But I can do like 2 wrongs, but it's very tough. It is
better than none.
Very, very tough. Huh?
I said that's better than none.
and that's recently, like, I've been really hitting the gym and working out a lot more, and I've had to battle injuries over the past couple of years. I'm an actively fit person, and I'm just kind of getting over one a couple months ago. So now that I'm back in, I'm getting more into shape and able to like attack more of the stuff like the summon ladder.
Yeah, dude. I mean, no lie. I follow you on Instagram and Snapchat. I don't remember which one it was, but you posted a picture, and dude, you look ripped, man. I gotta say.
Thanks, man. I feel like I want like 15 more pounds of muscle, and then I'll feel great, But the problem is when I get to this point, usually my body gets injured for some reason. Like I'll try to go further, but I'm being just very cautious and careful right now to make sure that I can continue to still have an arm, because I have these I've sprained both my rotator cuffs, so I'm just being careful.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get you on our health and fitness podcast too at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
We mentioned earlier on too that how we met you back in May at a con, and I actually went to. I was in Atlanta for Heroes and Villains as well. Mm-hmm. And I moderated the first Arrow panel on Saturday. I was supposed to moderate your panel as well, and I was actually really bummed that it got switched up and the person that moderated your panel too, because I wanted to be on stage with you, and I got the chance to meet Neil McDonough Saturday night and such. Yeah. But I'm assuming, are you a fan of going to the cons? Because we've seen you at a number of them already.
Oh yeah, man! I love the cons. For me, it's like those are my people. Like I grew up very much immersed into nerd culture and everything. Like I cannot stop talking to my friends about Gwent right now. I'm like, dude, you have to get Gwent, which is like a card game based off a video game. And I'm like, no, trust me, get it. But like I am like just super nerdy, and so every time I go there, like I always get like cool swag or like walk the floor and buy like some pop toys or some figurines or some art. So for me, it's like going to cons is like life, Like I look forward to doing multiple cons every year, and this is just a different spin in my career where like I actually get to go as one of the people like who people are coming to see now, as opposed to just going to see people in art and stuff like that. But I love the con.
Yeah.
Are you doing mostly just the Heroes and Villains, or are you coming out to any other smaller ones?
I do mainly the biggest ones like E3, Comic-Con, but I'm starting to get more into like WizardCon and little things that a couple of my friends are like talking about, like back in Chicago and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to expand a little bit more and hit up more.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they become addicting. I mean, right now it's kind of like the off season for us at least, and I think cons in general for the most part, but once like the spring hits up and the cons start up again, like we're just like, as soon as one's over, we're ready to go to the next one.
Oh heck yeah! Like Dragon Con, all that stuff. Yeah, I want to hit up a lot of them.
Yeah, we everybody says Dragon Con's awesome, and we keep that's like one of our bucket list cons to go to.
Yeah, me too. I haven't done one yet.
One thing, and not to change topics too quickly, and this is completely off topic though. I have a 2-year-old, so we have the Disney Channel on all the time. And I see that you do a voice on Elena of Avalor.
Yeah.
I've caught a few episodes, and I think I've only heard you in one that I've seen, but I see you're in quite a few. So, I mean, how'd you kind of get into that?
I do some voiceover work in my spare time whenever I can. I started doing it probably 3 years ago. I've done like a couple episodes of Rick and Morty and like American Dad and some other cool stuff. It's something I would love to be more immersed in the future, absolutely, because I just, since I was a kid, I just always had like 1,000 different voices, that I would do, and impersonations and original characters and stuff like that. So for me, like I would love to be like on a series as a voiceover actor for sure.
Did they have you doing any singing? Because I know that show has some songs.
Oh yeah, I did. I had to do a song on there. I'm on this other show in Nickelodeon called Pig, Goat, Banana Cricket as well.
I saw that, and I was curious about that.
That was funny. I played this character on there. What's his name? Little Dr. Dirty, and he's a dead rapper who comes back to life. He has like a rap and does all this silly stuff. But yeah, I love the voiceover industry, man. I want to do a lot more. I would love to be in video game voiceovers, especially. Like, that's like a dream that I would love to accomplish one day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and as far as the singing goes, too, I mean, you're definitely with an elite group of other people when it comes to, Arrow and Legends and Mustache.
Lee on these
Barrowman and all of them. Oh, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, Barrowman, Grant Gustin, and now Melissa Benoist, from
Melissa,
Supergirl. And
yeah.
I
don't know. I hear Mel's a pretty good singer, too.
I've seen him sing.
He's all right. Right? He gets it in.
He says he's not that good, but he can do it. He can hold his own. Before we let you go, too, obviously one of the big things from this season was the 4-part crossover. Was Invasion, which, man, we were totally psyched about, and we were, hoping it was going to live up to every expectation, and it did. I mean, it completely blew us away, but, the better part of it, too, was the fact that it was also the Arrow 100th episode. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious, how much fun was it to be able to interact with all these other characters, especially like Melissa, who came over from Supergirl and such.
Man. Yeah. That was literally like stuff that I think dreams are made of. Like I grew up watching the original Flash show on WGN and Channel 9 in Chicago and stuff like that, and getting to like have a scene with the Flash and Supergirl, it was like holy crap. Like I mean, I know I'm like blessed and fortunate to get to be a part of, the superhero realm and a comic book realm, because I think those are some of the best stories in the world. And that really encapsulated it for me, and just like, holy crap, it was kind of like really surreal moment. Like, holy, like I'm in the scene with them, like actually doing this, it was really cool.
I know it's as a fan, as fans of these shows too, like we're living in a time where we never thought we'd ever see things like this on television. And I mean, I can imagine somebody like you who's engrossed in this nerd culture, as you say, who not only is watching something like this happen on television, but you're a part of it. You're forever ingrained in what we see now, and it's got to be an incredible feeling, to be part of that. I know, just as a fan alone, the first time we got to see the Hall of Justice, from the old cartoon, or what they made out to look like the Hall of Justice. I think I audibly squealed as a fanboy. To see something like that is amazing.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
So yeah.
One other thing before we let you go, I had mentioned, seeing on Instagram or Snapchat again. I don't remember which it is, but anyone listening, at Echo Kells on Instagram, and then just Echo Kellum on Snapchat. You actually got to kind of direct something recently. It didn't show up on IMDb, so I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah, it's this thing that I wrote and created with a couple of my friends called Assassins Anonymous, and it's about these CIA agents who basically are kind of decommissioned and have to go to group therapy to kind of get reacclimated back to their lives outside of that. And so we wrote it and kind of pitched it to my comedy theater, UCB, who has a production deal with Universal Cable. And so they gave us a little money to shoot a pilot presentation for it. And so I directed it, and it was awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. Is there any chance that we're going to see it pop up sometime?
Well, we definitely hope to. We're taking out the new year to try to show them what we shot and try to hopefully get them to commission a pilot from us. And we definitely want to get it out there.
All right, cool. Is that something you want to pursue one day too, like more directing? Because I know
absolutely. Yeah, directing is kind of where I want to segue to.
Oh, cool.
I love acting, and I probably will always act, but I feel like directing is what I really want to dive into out here.
Oh, that's awesome. I was going to say, because we'd seen James Bamford have started out as the stunt coordinator and director on Arrow, and now, fight coordinator on Arrow, and now he directed a few episodes, including, I think, the 100th, right?
And he's great, yeah. He did the 100th. He's one of my favorites to work with, too.
Yeah, we've talked to we talked to him a long time ago, probably a couple of years ago, and he's just so busy now. It's hard to get him back on too. But that'd be cool. Maybe you can get into an episode of Arrow then.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah. Before we let you go, Echo, one more question. Without any spoilers, what can we expect when Arrow returns in January?
Man, you can definitely expect us to deal with the fallout of the mid-season finale, man. I mean, there will be a lot of answers in that first episode back, but, you're really going to see us really digging into that team aspect for the rest of the season and really taking Prometheus head on,
Yeah. So, well, I mean, we're looking forward to the show coming back as we are looking forward to all the other shows coming back. And we're definitely glad we finally got to talk to you, man. We're glad we finally had you on, especially as our final guest of the year, man. It's a big deal for us.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. And obviously, as Adam mentioned, too, we want to encourage our listeners to follow you on Twitter at EchoK and on Snapchat at Echo Kellum on Snapchat, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Instagram at Echo Kells. Boom.
There you go. We'll encourage all of our listeners to follow you on all social media. And Echo, thanks again for joining us, man. This is great.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me.
Yeah. All right, guys, we'll join you back in 2017 with another Showcast Spotlight down the road. Take care.